And on the bench with a Bally Paragon MPU. This one is a -35. So you can tell by the number of jumpers that are on the board, and also it's underneath that tape right there. And it came with the lamp board, which I've already tested, and the solenoid driver board, which we are testing, and with a -50 soundboard. So let's boot it up. I will focus on the LED so we can see the initial flicker. And where is it? There it is. Flicker 1. And there are the customary 7 blinks. The score displays are up, and you heard the soundboard chirp out some stuff. And no solenoids are turned on at this time. The voltage coming out of the power solenoid driver board is 5.32 for the 5 volts, and it's 187 for the displays. And both of those are just fine. So I'm going to put it into test by grounding pin 1 of J3. And the displays go blank. And I ground it again, and we start going through display test. And those are Pennytech Uno displays, and you can see those are working just fine. And the next test is solenoid test. And you never see the solenoid, or you never see an LED light up for the flipper power relay. But everything else lights up a solenoid, so this is good to go. The next test is sound test, I believe. Nice. Thankfully, that test doesn't last very long. And then there is switch test, and I've got a, this is a Weebly, nvram.weebly tester, and I like this one for Bally. Now let me get the right button pressed here, because it's cocked 90 degrees, or at least I made it cocked 90 degrees. We're going through row 1. You hear that noisy soundboard a little bit. So that's all of row 1. And here is column 1. And so we know that, well, let's do switch 40 just for giggles. That's the last switch in the matrix. So we know that the switch matrix is now working. And then after that, we jump into audits and adjustments. So I'm just going to skip all that and reboot one more time. Very good. So what I did to these boards was I replaced all the 0.100 headers on these 4 connectors. No need to replace that one because it's not used on Paragon. I checked all these chip sockets and they're just fine. I pulled the chips out and there was still good strength holding the socket in. Let's see, I added a super cap to retain the memory. On the driver board, I replaced a 350 volt 100 microfarad cap for the high voltage to the displays. I generally don't do that, but this one looked a little rattier than normal. Replace the 5 volt filter cap, replace the trim pot for adjusting the high voltage. And I can adjust, let me adjust that high voltage down to about 175 if I can. I'll always turn it the wrong way the first time. Oh, there we go. And replaced all the headers all the way around on this board and did some connection to ground updates like test point 1 and test point 3, the negative connection for this cap, etc. These are all indicated in the pin wiki. And on this board, all I did was replace the headers again and the 2 trim pots. Those are 10K trim pots, and replaced all the caps on the board. Now I see I missed one, so I'll take care of that 2 microfarad cap. And this board set is good to go. Thank you so much for sending it.